level of racing that he's achieved is extremely rare.
Matoli's a monster! Matoli wins the sprint! Oh, what a horse he is! The mighty Matoli!
Dan Illman, Nicole Russo, welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift, our Friday Spa Baby race. It's part of the giant New York Day at the races at Saratoga. The $200,000 Funny Cide is race number 7, and it kicks off the 50-cent late pick 5. Let's take a look at some promising New York breds getting set to go 6.5 furlongs. The number 5, Andiamo a Firenze, is already graded stakes, placed third in the Sanford earlier this meet, and he gets a little bit of class relief.
Yeah, and he's one of a couple of horses in here that we've seen running against Open Company for the New York Bred program, which of course is one of the best state or regional breeding programs worldwide. You see winners at all levels from this program, including just this past weekend in a grade 1 at Del Mar, one of a number of Open Company wins for New York breds this year. We see some of the state's prominent sires and breeding programs represented here, and some nice horses have come out of this race, the Funny Cide, over the years and gone on to compete well in Open Company themselves. So I think this is a very interesting and exciting race.
Let's watch the career debut of the one Acoustic Avenue, who went out for Christophe Clement and Manny Franco, and this is what's known as an old down-the-road speed show. He was bet like he could run. He was 3-2 in a 10-horse field. He whistled on the front end, and he earned a respectable 64 Beyer speed figure. He's very fast from the gate.
Yeah, and all but one of the horses in this field have raced at Saratoga, and I think that's important at this meet with the way the track has played. It really demands a lot of fitness from a horse, and I think the experience over it, especially this impressive experience over it, will be beneficial. This is one of a couple of horses in this race to come out of the breeding program of Chester and Mary Broman, one of the perennial leading programs in the state, and this is one of their foundation families. It's got their good graded stakes performing mare Seeking the Ante in there, grade 1 winner Friends Lake in there. And this has been an active family this year. Acoustic Avenue, one of a couple of winners produced by this female line at this Saratoga meet. This line also produced Unoho, a graded stakes winner this year.
And this colt is by McLean's Music, very fast stallion. The number 2 is I'm Wide Awake. This one was a debut winner at Belmont Park, ran in the Sanford earlier this Saratoga meet, and kind of just raced wide around the track. Didn't fire at 30-1. Tony Dutrow is going to put blinkers on here. Maybe we'll see some of that debut speed with the blinkers.
Yeah, I would definitely expect him to show some of that speed from a post toward the inside with those blinkers on, reunited with Joel Rosario, who rode him to that debut win. And this is from one, I believe, the final New York crop by Laban, who the son of Uncle Mo, who got off to such a good start with his first 2-year-olds that were bred in New York.
Here's the debut of the 3, Belt Parkway, a Mendelssohn colt who started at Parks against open competition, and he showed high speed from the gate. He made the lead under jockey Abner Adorno. He's got the lead, and he's going to be life and death to hold on to win with a 57 Beyer speed figure. But he's pretty quick as well, and these Mendelssohns have come out firing this year.
Yeah, and you know, he had all the tools to be a versatile stallion, and we're seeing that so far with his first 2-year-olds for that son of Scat Daddy. They can run on dirt, they can run on turf, they show speed. I expect they'll be able to go longer as well. This is the only horse here who hasn't run at Saratoga, as I mentioned, but you know, you said he was life and death in that maiden. He was also very game, and I think that's going to step him forward from a fitness perspective.
And he's a half-brother to a very fast horse, Sing Dixie Sing, a stakes-winning sprinter. Donegal surges. Let's watch his debut at Saratoga for the Mo Donegal connections. And this was a game performance. You like this colt this day, Nicole. And Donegal surges had a really nice trip, relaxing in mid-pack, came to the outside, turning for home, had some work to do, and just professionally rolled down the leaders. This is a horse with a lot of potential.
Yeah, and you hit exactly the word that I used to describe him. I think he's a professional young horse. I think he can relax and adapt to scenarios around him, which is going to be important in a race like this that I think is a fair amount of speed. He's another one bred by the Bromans and from one of their outstanding families. His dam is a half to friend or foe who was an outstanding, New York bred runner, winning the Empire Classic and other major events in the state. And Donegal Surges really reminds me a lot of horses from this family.
Again, by Candy Ride, Jose Ortiz takes the mount for Todd Pletcher, and this horse should appreciate the extra half furlong as well as the prospect of a good pace up front. The 5 is Andiamo a Firenze. Let's watch the Sanford. Andiamo a Firenze was in this race off of a debut victory over a sloppy track at Belmont. He was part of a contested pace, and he runs on pretty well to finish third against some nice horses. He earned a 77 Beyer speed figure in this race. He received an 80 for his debut run at Belmont, and those two numbers just kind of dwarf the competition right now.
Yeah, and certainly he's bred to be a good horse by the outstanding sire Speightstown. He's a half to Grade 1 winner Firenze Fire, who just so outstanding throughout his career. Has all the tools to be a good horse, but I will admit that after his impressive debut win on that sloppy and sealed track, I was sort of like, okay, show me more. I wanted to see what he would do on a dry track because sometimes horses can't replicate those performances. And, he did. He acquitted himself well in the Sanford against Open Company, and that was what I wanted to see from this horse.
Reunites with Arad Ortiz, who was aboard for the debut win. Kelly Breen trains. Completing the field's a maiden, the 6 General Banker. This one by Central Banker. Started twice on the turf. Big price in the career debut. Got up for second that day with a useful performance. This one out of a dam that won 5 dirt races. So there's a little bit of dirt in this pedigree, but this is a tall ask. A maiden against some extremely quick 2-year-olds.
It is a tall ask, but it's a talented field, but it's not a huge field. I think this horse will be moving to a preferred surface. There's dirt both on the top and the bottom. As Central Banker, one of New York's leading sires who is on fire right now, they do often improve with experience. And the apprentice Juan Gomez riding very well at this meet.
Top pick time for the Funny Side Stakes, kicking off the late pick 5 at Saratoga on Friday. We agree. We'll go with Andiamo a Firenze. Might have to sit a little bit. I think that Acoustic Avenue from the rail is fast, but I like being drawn outside that horse. I think he can get into a comfortable position, and he should be right in the thick of things when they turn for home.
Yeah, and as I said, I saw the things I wanted to see from this horse last time out against very strong Open Company. He'll be favored. He'll be a deserving favorite. As I said, I was really impressed with Donegal Surges. I think he's a very live horse. And, looking behind those two for a price, I think General Banker could run, still won't break his maiden, but could run a sneaky good race at some value.
5461 for Nicole, 5143 for me. It's our Spa Baby race for Friday, August 26th. It's the Funny Side, and our coverage presented by Spendthrift.